Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is finally gonna be a review on these shadows here. These are from the brand Loxy. I believe that's how you say it. It is an indie brand that you can find online. This is what their packaging that the eyeshadows came in look like. So it's spelled L-O-O-X-I. I will link down below, of course, to their website in case you want to check it out. But essentially the eyeshadows that I have here came in a set, which is no longer available as a set, but you can buy them individually. I do have 14 shadows here that I have been playing with. I did use them to create the eye look that I am wearing right now, and I filmed that, so that will be at the end of the video. I have worn every single one of these eyeshadows. I've had these for almost a month now, so I've been playing with them a lot, and normally I can form an opinion about a eyeshadow a lot faster than this, but this one took me a while, you guys. It took me a while. And I've been kind of avoiding filming this review because I was like, I don't know if I should film this, but I asked you guys on Snapchat and you guys said go ahead and do it, so I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be a very short review. So like I said, I have 14 shades in here in this set that I got, which was called the Fall Collection, I think. But you can buy them individually, every single one of these right now on their site. They are $5 a piece. The set that I ended up buying cost me like it ended up being like $4.30 a piece, so it was a little bit cheaper buying it as a collection, but like I said, they don't sell it that way anymore. Some of these are limited edition fall shades that they are going to be getting rid of, and some are permanent to their single eyeshadow line. So I will have the names of every single one listed below, and I do tell you in the footage at the end of the video with me applying the shadows, I do let you know which ones I applied, but I will just go ahead and put all the names below. So there are just two formulas that come in this set. So I've only tried two of their formulas. I have their matte shades and I have their metallic shades, and I did use both formulas on the eye look today. The matte shades that I have, there are 7 total, and then I also have 7 total metallic, so it's half and half. I feel like the metallic shades are beautiful, but I didn't feel like there was anything too special about the formula. I feel like metallic is one of those things that's really easy to do. So I feel like they were good. The matte shades, I kind of felt the same way about them. So this is my dilemma. This is why I almost didn't film this video. I'm just gonna jump right in like I always do in my reviews and tell you my thoughts. So my overall thoughts on these shadows is I don't love them and I don't hate them. I think they are okay. For the price point at $5 a piece, I feel like you can get better single shadows from Makeup Geek. Has better formula. I think that the individual MAC shadows are a better formula, even though they are a little bit more expensive, but I think the individual pans are around, what, $7 right now? So I feel like there are ones that are comparable in price that are better formula. I'm not saying that these are a bad formula. I think that they performed okay, but I've definitely tried a lot better. Honestly, of all of the eyeshadows, I was trying to think of all the eyeshadow brands that I've tried, what these remind me of the most, and I want to say I feel like they're the most similar to Smashbox. So if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I have owned Smashbox eyeshadow palettes in the past, and I've decluttered every single one of them. Not because I hated them, and just because I thought they were kind of like, they were okay. And I have better shadows, and I prefer to use my ones that are easier to work with and perform better. So let me tell you what I liked and what I did not like about them. First of all, I felt like the shades that came in this particular collection were hard to come up with a complete look from. But like I said, this collection is no longer available, so you'd have to pick out individual shades anyway, so you probably would find it easier to pick individual shades that work better together. But from the ones that I have here, there's not enough to complete a full look, I feel like. This whole top row, I organized it by kind of finish and type of shadow and how I would use it. This whole top row is basically, to me, like transition and blending shadows. They're all kind of mid-tone browns in different undertones, but I feel like those ones I will get the most use out of in this collection. But I don't know, but the rest of it, I don't feel like there's a great lid shade other than this one, which is what I have on my lid today. Or if you're wanting to do a bold look, there's a lot of bold lid shades in here as well. I don't know, I just feel like this collection was missing something. But for that reason, I found it hard to complete like full looks with these, and I'd end up pulling in some of my other eyeshadows to complete a look. What I did end up finding with the shadows is the matte shades do tend to get quite muddy if you apply too many of them. So usually if you want to do like a very gradient look, you might end up pulling in 3 or 4 different tones of a matte shade to kind of create that ombre gradient look, so you don't have to blend as much. If you try doing that with these matte shades, it'll get muddy. So you won't be able to see the difference between the shadows. It just starts to look really messy. So that's one thing I noticed. Another thing I noticed with these shadows is they do tend to fade throughout the day. So definitely if you use a good base, you'll get a little bit more wear out of them. But I do use a lid primer every single day, and I still felt like these ended up fading on me throughout the day. In fact, one of the days I was trying some of these bolder shades on my eyelid, and I had pulled, I feel like I pulled the purple into my crease or something like that. And my daughter, my 14-year-old, came up to me and got like really in my face, and she's like, "Mom, what are you wearing on your eyes today?" And it was these, and she's like, "It looks really bad." It just got really, really patchy. Now, keep in mind, I had it on at that point when she saw me about 8 hours, but still, I mean, for eyeshadow, I expect eyeshadows to stay on without getting patchy, without fading, for a full day, because I have eyeshadows that can do that. So for me, it was just like, I mean, they're not bad, but they're not great. So that is my opinion on these. I feel like I don't think that they are worth the $5 price. Like I said, I feel like you can get other shadows that are just as good. The metallic ones are pretty, but there's nothing super unique in these ones that I have. I feel like all of those shades you can find from other brands in a better quality. So yeah, I wanted this to be a very short review today. The reason I decided to do this particular review on the Loxi eyeshadows was because I had told you guys I want to try some more indie brands. In my collection, I feel like that is an area where I really don't have a lot of representation, is indie brands. I don't own too many, have not tried too many, so I feel like that's a really big missed opportunity for me, because I think there are great indie brands out there, and I really like supporting smaller businesses. So I am going to continue trying some other indie brands, and I'm hoping to maybe to even start a whole series on my channel about indie products and indie brands. So if you have other recommendations on indie brands that I should try, please let me know. Now, Loxi as a brand, they do actually have a lot of other products. So I would like to eventually at some point try some more of their products. Maybe it was just the particular shades I got from these eyeshadows. I'm not really sure, but from what I have to be honest with you guys, and I don't really recommend getting these particular eyeshadows. I feel like there is nothing special here. You're not missing out, and you can find better quality for similar prices. So yeah, I'm gonna pretty much end it there. I don't wanna go on and on. I will go ahead and insert swatches, and then right after that, you guys will see the footage of me applying these. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the swatches and the demo as well. Have a great day, guys. All right, so here are the swatches for the top row. So these are all those matte kind of transition shades. The first shade you see at the top of my hand there is called Pistachio. As you guys can see, these are all very muted colors, and I feel like that's part of why they get so muddled on the eye. The next shade is called Cardigan. I did have to kind of build up these swatches just so you could see the shade. So each one of these is about 3 swipes with my finger. The next one is called Cuddle, and that one is kind of more of a pinky rosy undertone. I think it's actually really unique. I don't feel like I have another shade like that in my collection. Next to that, or the second to the bottom, is called Butterscotch. That's a very, almost like a camel color, like a very warm mid-tone brown. And then the very bottom one is called Butterscotch. They're both called Butterscotch. Okay, so I just noticed, I think they put the stickers on here wrong, because both of these say Butterscotch. I don't know if you guys can see that. Both of these say Butterscotch. However, if you turn them around and look at them in the pan, they are clearly 2 different colors. This one is a lot warmer, this is a lot cooler, and this one is a little deeper. So I think that they accidentally put the sticker on the wrong shade. I don't believe these are the same shade, and I don't know why they would send 2 of the same shade in the same collection anyway, so I think they got stickered wrong. I'm not sure which one is really butterscotch. I would assume it's this one, but yeah, that's what I got. Okay, this is the next row. There were only 2 shades in this row. These were the other 2 mattes that I would not necessarily call neutral, although that orange is quite, which this one here is called Jacko. It is quite a neutral orange. I feel like it goes on pretty light, so I would actually pretty much use that as a transition shade. It looks a lot brighter in the pan. However, when it goes on to the skin, it is quite a light orange. And then right below that, the purple shade is called Raisin Hell, like raisin the food. And that one, again, it's a little bit dry, a little bit patchy, but yeah. That's all of the matte shades. All right, and then the third row, we have all of the kind of blues and greens. And these, again, these are metallic. The top shade there is definitely my favorite of these more fun colors. It's called His Sweater. It definitely has like a duochromatic kind of look to it. I don't know, how would you call that? It's just really pretty. It looks like a mermaid. That's what it looks like, a mermaid tail. That's kind of how I would describe it, is like a mermaid's tail kind of a look. It's really, really pretty, kind of a teal purple kind of shift. But yeah, that one's called His Sweater. The next one to that is called Don't Leaf Me. It's just a really nice kind of a, I don't know, a traditional metallic green shade. I think it's really pretty. Next to that, the second from the bottom is called Enchanted, and that one is a kind of a purpley blue. That one's kind of a purpley blue. I think it's really pretty as well. And then the last shade there, that one is called Shiver. It looks quite a bit different in the pan than how it goes on. I feel like it's very dark on the eye. I did wear this that day that I told you I had some problems. This one really collected in my crease. I had it like on the outer 1/3 of my eye, and yeah, it just ended up moving around a lot. There's a lot of glitter in that one. I think that's the problem. I don't know. All right, and then this is the final row. I feel like these swatch really beautifully. The metallics are really pretty. This one is, the first one at the top of my hand is called Birch. That is what I have on my eyelid today. It's just like a traditional kind of a gold foiled look. In the middle there is called Amber. It's kind of a coppery gold shade. And then the last one is definitely a copper, like an orange copper shade, and that is called Cider. Again, these are very pretty, very metallic. The wear is just kind of iffy, but all right, you guys, that is all of the swatches, and now we're gonna go ahead and see the footage of me applying the shadows. All right, I'm not exactly sure what look I'm going for yet, but I do have my Z palette here. This is the extra large Z palette with the eyeshadows inside. I organized them a little bit. What I did is I put like all the matte neutrals on top. I feel like most of these are pretty much transition shades, so I put those all on top. I did a couple mattes here. These are the only other 2 mattes, which are some brighter colors, so I put those together. And then I have these metallic blues and greens, and then these are metallic, more neutral shades, like ranging from like a gold to a copper. So that's how I organized it. So yeah, I will probably commingle these with some other shadows that I have in single form later on. All right, so let's begin. I think I'm gonna start out with this brush. This is usually how I begin every eye look. This is my Sephora Collection Featherweight Crease Brush, and I'm going to take this shade here, which is called Cuddle. This is my favorite shade of all the ones on the top there. Like I said, those are all kind of transition blending shades. This is my favorite one. It has kind of almost like a cool toned mid-tone brown. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and work that into my crease. And like I've said, these are quite pigmented. As you can see, when I put my brush down, they go on very pigmented, and they do blend pretty nicely. The only thing is, I don't feel like they layer well, and I don't feel like they last a long time on the eyes, but you can definitely get some really nice looks from these eyeshadows as long as you don't overly blend them. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side with the same shade. I like to go pretty high with this transition shade because of my crease. The way that my eye is shaped, I have a lot more lid space above my crease. So I like to go a little high with this to kind of blow out that, and then I'll go more into my crease with a deeper shade to create some dimension. I think I'm gonna go kind of neutral today. I wore a pretty bold look the last 2 days in a row, and whenever I do that, I kind of feel like going neutral the next day, you know? Yesterday was a Seahawks football game, so I did like a Seahawks blue and green look, and then the day before that we were supposed to wear either villains or heroes makeup at work, and I did a Maleficent look, and that turned out pretty crazy too. So today I'm like, I want to go pretty neutral. Today's theme at work, because I do work in a little bit later today, today's theme is supposed to be a Decades Day, so I feel like everybody's gonna do probably 80s makeup. I feel like everyone's probably gonna do 80s makeup, like blue eyeshadow and stuff, but I don't want to do that today. I mean, I could. There's some blues in here, but I think what I'm going to go ahead and do now, like I said, I like to go a little bit deeper next, so I'm going to take this last shade here, which is called Butterscotch. Again, it's a matte brown, and that one I'm going to work more directly into my crease. I'm going to be using this brand new brush that I just picked up. This is the Marc Jacobs crease brush. I'm still kind of playing with this to see if I like it or not. It's a very firm brush. So for this one, I'm going to concentrate more precisely on my outer corner and into the crease. That's why I wanted a more detailed brush for this. And because these bristles are very firm, you have to go really soft with it. It's actually sunny outside right now, which is crazy. I can't believe the sun is out today. It's nice. It's just usually we don't see the sun this time of year here in Washington. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. But as you can see, like it's already starting to get a tiny bit muddy. Like that shade is more brown, but it's looking more gray on my eye. I'm going to use the tip of the brush to apply a little bit on my lower lash line of that same shade. That's better. All the light was coming in from this side of my face because I had the door behind me open and the sun was shining through at an angle, bouncing off my Alex 9 drawers. So anyways, I was kind of sitting in a shadow on this side. So I'm gonna fix that real quick because this side's a little darker since I had that sun blasting on this side. And then we'll do the next part. Okay, and then since I got that base down, I feel like this collection is definitely missing some lighter lid shades. The lightest shade that I would consider like a lid shade for a neutral would be this one here. There's some fun colors and everything, and there's not really a matte lid shade either. Like those are all too dark to do a matte lid shade unless you're wanting more of a smoky, intense kind of eye. So I feel like that's what's missing is some lighter shades for the lid. But I'm gonna use this shade, which is called Birch. It's just a very typical metallic gold shade. I don't feel like there's anything too special about it. I am going to use just my finger to apply it. I feel like it applies best that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and dot this right on my eyelid, and I'm just using my finger to softly kind of blend it up by the crease. But as you can see, I mean, it is very pretty. I feel like metallic eyeshadows are easy to do, but I mean, they're definitely really pretty. I just don't feel like these shades, like, I don't know. I don't feel like they go well together, if that makes sense. Like, but now that you can't buy this collection together, I would just pick different shades. Like, I just don't like the ones that came in this collection in particular. I mean, I like them, but I don't like them together, if that makes sense. So every time I ended up pulling these in, I always felt like I needed something else. I'd grab something else to finish a look because, like, I just don't like the way those look together, you know? So what I'm going to do now is pull, because this is very yellow toned and these feel a little more cool, I'm going to pull in some of the Butterscotch, which is a little bit more of a kind of a camel color, and I feel like that's going to warm it up a little bit, and so I'm going to pull that into the crease just to kind of softly blend these two different toned shadows together better. But I want to be careful not to overly blend again, and I'm using that same Marc Jacobs brush right in the crease this time. Directly in the crease. Oh yeah, that definitely softens it up. It makes it go better together, I feel like. And then the other thing I feel like it's really missing, like for this look right here, I want a dark, saturated matte brown, almost like a black brown, to work in my outer corner to kind of tie it together. And the darkest shade is the one that I have there, and I just don't feel like it's dark enough. I just want a little bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's part of the reason I didn't like this collection necessarily, but the eyeshadows themselves are okay. All right, next what I'm gonna do is finish off the eyes. Again, like I said, I want this to be pretty basic. So I don't have any light highlighting shades in there, so I'm actually gonna just use this Bobbi Brown face highlighter, and I'm gonna put that on an angled, on this little guy, this little e.l.f. eye definer brush, and pop that right in the inner corner because I need something a little lighter for my inner corner. And it's very subtle, soft highlight, so it's not like it's gonna show up too much. It's just gonna lighten up that inner corner. And then I'm gonna apply some the rest of my eye product. So for my lower lash line, I'm gonna apply this Mally pencil liner just to smoke it out a tiny bit. I'm just gonna apply it just to the outer 1/3 of my eye lash line. And this is a very creamy eyeliner, so it applies really black and saturated. So that's really gonna smoke that out a bit. Alrighty, and then next what I'm gonna do is apply a liquid liner. I finally picked up a new liquid liner. I've been using that MAC one and I just have really hated it. So finally repurchased my Physicians Formula Eye Booster. So I'm gonna do a quick wing liner. Okay, so I just did a small wing liner and now I'm going to apply some mascara, and today I'm doing my favorite combo right now, which is the Givenchy Base Mascara Perfecto Lash Primer, and then I'm using the MAC Extra Dimension Mascara. So that completes the eye look. Like I said, I think they're pretty. I'm not mad at them, it's just like I'm not in love with them either, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put some lip product on real quick and then we can finish up talking. Okay, so I know I'm gonna get asked, so on my lips, I just popped on the Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Manila. I just wanted something that wasn't really cool toned or warm toned for like a neutral lip color, so this one kind of fit the bill. Alright, so that is how the look turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this review today. If you want to see more reviews of some more indie type of brands, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, leave me comments down below, let me know what you want to see me do next. I was really thinking about doing the Love Luxe Beauty brand next, something from her line, because I did have a lot of votes for the Loxy, but the Love Luxe Beauty was second place as far as votes went when I asked you guys which one to do. So I might do that next. If you guys want to see that, let me know. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!